So I was working with 40 children in the primary school, and they all have different types of needs, social, emotional, academic needs. And I started working with one particular child who struggled a lot with his confidence. Even when entering into the school, usually had quite a massive frown on his face. So school, it seemed that he didn't really have a positive relationship with school or a positive mindset when it came to school. And he had some good friendships, but they weren't the most secure friendships. So he did struggle in that kind of area as well. Very bright, but again, bringing that out was quite a difficult thing for him to do. So there was, even though there wasn't like massive heavy needs at the beginning, this was the focus that I had with him first. So definitely addressing his confidence, addressing his social and emotional. So having those conversations with the school and teachers and things like that helped me to first understand, okay, what he is like. And they already addressed that this is an area that they would like for him to grow in. So we already knew from the back that this is something that to address. It was quite difficult at first. He didn't really want to speak to me that much. I think he spent the first year honestly sussing me out and whether I was someone who he could really share openly with. So the first year was a lot of a relationship building, playing games with one another, getting to know him. He loves football. So I had to really be a sporty person, like for the first year, and getting him involved in a lot of the West London Zone clubs that we brought into the schools. The main club that I think was really the beginning of his growth was Boxwise. So Boxwise is a boxing club that we did for the last summer term of 2022. And this again was for him to build up his confidence, building up his self-esteem, building up his leadership skills as well, and just his resilience. And he did amazingly well. His resilience was like kind of beyond what we expected him to kind of have. And he built up a lot of confidence, a lot of leadership. So where he usually stood with football, he actually was able to move on to something else and actually find it a bit more interesting, which helped him also engage in different activities in school as well and actually try them out. Because he definitely had this type of mindset where if I don't like it, I don't want to try it. But actually, even in different topics like geography or art, he actually had more of a mindset, okay, let me just try and see how I find it. So he definitely changed a lot in his personality rather than sticking to what he always knows. He was willing to try new things and be positive about it. So recently, the family actually experienced like an illness in the family. And this was something that we as a school, even myself personally, but as a school didn't initially know about. And he didn't share about himself either. But we all, during that time, we didn't notice that his behavior had changed quite a bit and became a bit more negative. He was getting in trouble a little bit more in the classroom, a bit more disruptive, just being not quite himself. And whenever we tried to have conversations about this, he never really shared anything that was happening personally or anything at home. But when parents did share with the school and obviously then shared with myself, things started to make a little bit more sense that, okay, there could be some frustration or some anger that's within him that he hasn't been able to pour out yet. So it was really important for me to have more frequent one-to-ones with him, to just give him that space to be able to share anything that is happening. And again, not in a pressurized way either. It was important for me to make sure that he was actually comfortable to do so. I worked through the school just to decide, okay, because something that the school said was he is quite like the character who will bottle things up, and then the fear is it could come out in a way that's not very healthy. So it was important to create that space quite quickly. So I had more one-to-ones with him about 2 times a week, regular check-ins as well throughout the day, playing with him, just to give him that space and make him aware that I'm here to listen. And that was something that was highlighted a lot in the one-to-ones that I had. And it was important for me to also share with him that I do know that something is happening at home. But when you are ready, you can speak about it with myself. But I think it was around the 3rd session of our one-to-one that he started to share that actually he was feeling really scared, feeling really angry, feeling just really afraid for what was happening at home. I think this was really important for him to do so that he felt comfortable. And since then, his behavior started to change a lot more because then it came out. The biggest difference is just how he enters into school. Like, I think that's like the main thing. And I think it's something that not only myself, but other staff members of the school immediately have noticed about him. Just the way he enters into school. And even the way he leaves school as well has completely changed from when he was in year 4 till now. Now, obviously, he's going to be entering year 6 soon. You never really hear a good morning from him, or even just his head coming up. You never see anything like that with him. But now, when he enters into school, he's smiling, like beaming, smiling. And you think, okay, did something happen? Did he eat some good breakfast? But actually, he's just in a really good mood. So even just like something like that, it seems really small, but for himself, like it says a lot. Because again, he doesn't really say too much, but even just that slight change in his expression really says that actually, no, I'm happy here and I'm comfortable here.